Hello friends, welcome to episode 1 of my Ghibli jewellery mini-series. Totoro has a special place in my heart because he represents gentle strength. And in a daily life where my mind thinks of 1,000 things a second and is constantly overstimulated, I find peace and quiet in the calm scenes of this movie, just as many other Ghiblis. The proximity and respect of nature that always emanates from Miyazaki's art help me reconnect with simplicity and slow me down. To sum up the movie in very broad terms, we are following two little girls, Mei and Satsuki, who just moved into a countryside house with their dad while their mom is staying at the hospital. And one day, running around the house to discover the surroundings, Mei encounters a few magical creatures, one of whom is Totoro. At the very beginning, when Miyazaki was imagining the scenario, it was supposed to be a children's book, and Mei and Satsuki were actually one single girl. He eventually split her into two sisters, and what amazes me is how meticulously he did that. Let me explain. Mei in English, even though it's written M-E-I, is pronounced like the fifth month of the year. However, in Old Japanese, during the Heian period, the noun of the fifth month of the lunar calendar was Satsuki, which also means May. And that is not all. In Japanese, the pronunciation of Mei is closer to Mei, which means sprouts, and as it happens, Totoro has the power to grow plants from sprouts. Last but not least about Mei, in Chinese, it also means little sister. As I watch Miyazaki's different movies, I admire his and his team's work, and all the nods to the different meanings of Mei, to me, are just one of the proofs that people at Ghibli Studio really have their heart set on making a piece of art rather than a blockbuster. Another example is that to design the family house, Miyazaki explains that they first imagined what an ideal house would look like, and then, when the staff came up with the idea, everyone looked at the rushes, and instead of being impressed by Satsuki and Mei's movements, they all said, "I want to live there." At the time, for the studio, releasing My Neighbour Totoro was a risky bet because, quoting Miyazaki, a story without a hero or a girl with superpowers in the ordinary Japanese scenery wasn't entertaining enough, and that is why it got released on the same day as Grave of the Fireflies, which is another Ghibli directed by Isao Takahata, to absorb the costs if it happened to fail. Well, My Neighbour Totoro actually ended up being one of Studio Ghibli's most successful movies, and it has become so famous that Totoro even appears, maybe you've seen it, in Toy Story 3 as a cuddly toy. By the way, the name Totoro comes from Mei mispronouncing the word totoro when she tries to explain to Satsuki what she saw. Totoro is actually the Japanese for troll, and Mei is referring to trolls' pictures in one of their books. The name Totoro is kept throughout the movie, however, Miyazaki points out that Totoro doesn't actually have a name. Well, now, what is your top 3 favorite Ghibli movies? I would really love to know that, so please tell me in the comments. Thank you very much for staying with me, and I hope you had a nice moment. Sweet kisses!